Well, guys, a random ass interview came out today, and holy shit. First of all, first things first, before we get anything, I gotta talk details before I start rambling about just what I'm excited about. Basically, first of all, October 5th, official release, it's released. That's when the game comes out. Game comes out October 5th, it's official. Officially October 5th, that's the game. So that was the leak, it's real. Most people consider that to be real because that was with the box art leak, and people were like, "Oh, this is real." So that's not a huge surprise there. But what really is a huge surprise is that they have announced that there's 20 characters with 2 more coming later as DLC, and they confirmed they're going to keep doing DLC after that. So the game's going to come with 20 characters, just like that leak we saw. Now, my biggest criticism of that leak was I was like, why did they only show 20 characters? And it seemed like they only showed the characters that we all know for sure are obvious. Like, Aang, Korra, and Toph are not that hard to guess because Toph is an earthbender, and one of the avatar stages is an earth stage. Now, there's a wind temple stage, and then there's a stage that's 100% right out of Legend of Korra. So it's like, why would they, it's like, one is going to be for Korra, and one is going to be for Aang, because it's a wind temple and a Legend of Korra stage. So the third one, being an Earth Temple stage, is almost a dead giveaway. So my biggest criticism for that leak, now, my biggest compliment for the leak was that it came out really fast. And I'm like, it's very unlikely that someone would go through all that work just for a Nickelodeon leak, right? Like, I don't even think Nickelodeon leaks are even nearly as popular as Smash Bros. Leaks. So I'm kind of like concerned. I'm like, how? If someone is faking this, then they have never seen a woman in person in their life. If someone is faking this, they have way too much time on their hands. But I don't think it's being faked. I think that leak is real. My biggest criticism was, why was there 20 characters instead of 22? The character roster looked perfectly squared off and even and perfect. The stage select looked perfect. Why would the game be a finished product with everything in the game besides 2 characters and 2 stages? That doesn't make any fucking sense. And so what I think they're going to do is they're going to reveal all the Avatar characters pretty soon. Not this week. Maybe it'll be right before the game comes out. But they're going to reveal it pretty soon because they got to reveal it before the game comes out. And then there's still going to be 2 question mark blocks left. And that's when the next reveal after that might be DLC. I'm hoping that DLC is revealed before the game comes out, because everyone has been speculating 22 characters and 22 stages. Now we know it's 20 characters, 20 stages, and it's been confirmed those last 2 are going to be DLC. It's like, okay, I hope they show who those are, and I hope they talk about a season pass or something like that after those 2. Also, I hope those 2 are free. I hope those 2 are free. Like, the first 2 characters are free, and then there's just like a season pass after. Because it is weird. It seems like maybe they don't have time to finish those characters or something. Because promotional material did say this game would have 22 stages. And then when people figured out the game would have 1 stage per character, people put together the whole 22 characters, 22 stages thing. So I don't know why it's being presented that way and why it was so confusing, or why it was shown. The promotional material they showed was showing question mark blocks, and it had enough for 22 characters. So I don't know what the deal with what that was. And now it all makes sense. So that leak is real, because to look at that information where everyone was saying there's going to be 22 characters, and to boldly say there's 20 and then get that right, no way that leak's fake, dude. So yesterday I was like, I'm still being skeptical. I wasn't, even though I'm way more like enthusiastic about that leak is like 100% real. And even if it's not real, if you were to tell me there's only 3 characters left and we already know there's 3 avatar stages, bruh. What do you want me to say here? Bruh. What do you want me to say here? Isn't it obvious? Isn't it obvious who's left? Toph was so speculated upon. Of course it's Toph, dude. Of course it's Toph. So the other thing I want to say is that first leak, the Garfield leak, I was what's the word? I was skeptical. And the reason why I'm skeptical of the Garfield leak is because if Garfield is in the base game, why is he not on the cover? Well, Garfield might not be in the base game, but he might still be in the initial character roster as a later DLC inclusion, possibly even a free one. You see what I'm saying? The fact that those last two characters are going to be not in the base game and they're going to come out later, I think Garfield is I think Garfield has a real chance. I think Garfield, I was right. I was right that Garfield wasn't going to be in the base game. And this is one of those moments where I'm right and I'm fine. Like I'm down. Like, because if Garfield is like the first DLC character and he's like free or something, let's get this bread, That's called a victory royale. Like, everyone wants Garfield in this game. I mean, I'm included in that. I want Garfield in this game. That would be fucking amazing if Garfield's in this game. Like, do you know how happy everyone would be? The memes are super there. Like, and this game is like beloved. Like, this game understands its demographic. It's got the actual real hardcore Nickelodeon fans mixed with these like meme lords, like mixed with these meme lovers, right? So like, let's get this fucking bread, And Thaddeus himself, the guy who narrates all these Nickelodeon videos, his profile on Discord is He-Man's body with Garfield's head on it. Like, bro. And there's a bunch of Garfield emotes in the Discord. Like, bro. Garfield. Garfield's in the game. It's not even a question. Garfield is in this game. And that is just awesome. That is exactly what I want to hear. And I'm so excited about it. So whoever the next character is, like I've been saying for a long time, I'm really hoping it's Rocco. Even now with DLC, there's way more possibilities. We could even, like, a lot of people have been saying, it's probably not likely that we'll get characters like Timmy Turner and XJ9 and Chalk Zone and Jimmy Neutron because Frederator Studios is its own animation team, and for some reason their characters never end up in these Nickelodeon games. However, they do end up in like mobile games and stuff like that, so it makes you wonder. Or also there are games for like Fairly Odd Parents and stuff like that, and I think there's even a crossover game. When I was a kid, there was a crossover game that's like Danny Phantom and Jimmy Neutron and Timmy Turner and like SpongeBob are in it. It's like something like that. It's like a 4-player game like that, and I've always been like, it's like they can get it, but it's like. I think there has to be like a real will to get that. There has to be some negotiations to get that. And, it just might take a little bit extra work. I'm not saying it's hard to do or it takes more money or there's different licensing agreements or anything like that. But I mean, I think it does just take, I think it's just quicker and easier and less of a hassle to just not include them all the time. But for DLC, maybe there could be some negotiations made for that. Like maybe it could happen. So yeah, let's see. Like it's totally possible, right? But either way, even with all those options, I still really want Rocco the most. And Rocco is one of the most logical choices because Rocco and Heifer are in the kart racing games. So yeah, Rocco actually has a lot of potential getting in the game. He's even still. And also I think his moveset, like I think the way his body works, he's like smaller and possibly could be a faster character. He has a really good aerodynamic shape, and he's got a big tail that reminds me of Mewtwo's tail or something. I think he could be a really fun character to play. I think it would be really fun to do like kicks and tail whips with this character. Though Sandy has a tail down tilt similar to Fox and Falco that I'm already like kind of like about it, but we'll have to see. Either way, so DLC confirmed. What more do you want me to say? Leak pretty much like 95% true at this point. Like I can't say it's like 100% true because It won't be 100% true till the game is out, or if they like literally show official gameplay of like the character select screen. But yeah, the leak, I used to be where I was like, we won't know if the leak's real or not until they confirm it. This is a soft confirmation. They basically said it's real without saying it's real. And yeah, in my opinion, you guys can start believing that leak. That character select screen, I'm going to put it up again on this video, even though I know it's weird because it's like I'm going to have two videos with the same thumbnail. But please understand, this is a new video. And yeah, this is a big deal. Yeah, characters, we know the leak is real. This character select screen is your character select screen for the base game. And yeah, the only characters left to really reveal are Aang, Korra, and Toph. And hey man, I'm not the biggest Avatar fan. I have not seen past season 1. But let me just say, when it comes to like what I know about Avatar, I do like a lot about what I know. I like a lot of the techniques used. And if I had to pick any bender that I was like more into, I would say Toph is a great choice because from my understanding, she has very unique abilities that the other benders like don't have. So in my opinion, I am in it for Toph, right? And what I'm hoping is that later we get DLC that does feature like Zuko or something, because then we can have all 4 of the elements. And I think that would be a cool idea. Also, he'd probably be like a zoner character. So but he'd also have like, I know he's like a hardcore fighter, so maybe he would be this really good mixture of like great mid-range moves and zoning. And when I think of that combination, I think of Link, and I like that. You know, what if they have a character like Link where he's got a bunch of really good projectiles, but all of his like smash attacks and normal attacks are also really long range and really strong, and he's really good. Like, he could potentially be a really good character. So I don't know everything about Avatar, but from what I do know, I think these characters could all be really cool. And also, I'm happy for Avatar fans because they get shit on a lot. And I mean, like, everyone loves Avatar. They're good to each other. It's a good community. But like, we have that Netflix movie, or what was it? Then we have that Netflix reboot that people are kind of like worried it's not going to be very good. And we had that live action movie that was just a fucking disaster. One of the worst movies ever made. A complete joke. I'm surprised it even exists, how bad it is. But hey man, I don't know what to say. I'm just happy they'll have something that will be fun for them. And we're all gonna have fun because we all like SpongeBob, we all like Invader Zim, we all like Danny Phantom, and having all these characters fighting against each other. Hey man, you know how cool it is that SpongeBob and Ren and Stimpy can fight each other? I mean, yeah, Ren and Stimpy and SpongeBob have been in these kart racing games together, but how many times are you gonna play those games? I want to play this fighting game where I can beat up SpongeBob and Patrick as Ren and Stimpy, and Ren and Stimpy are just as crazy and insane and violent and vulgar as they've always been. I can't wait for this shit. So, these characters are some real icons. We also know that the voice acting problem is being addressed. They are talking about... They basically said they focused on what they had to do, and they basically like, if we might look into voiceovers later. Here's the thing. I'm actually a big fan of Power Rangers Battle for the Grid, and that game started out with no voice acting. And later it got voice acting around like season 2 or 3 or something. Actually, yeah, it was season 2. Season 2 it got voice acting. So just because a game starts out in a kind of cruddy state, as long as it plays well, the players will be there. And Battle for the Grid was carried by its community, who didn't give up on it and said, you know what, this game is fun, I don't care, I support it. And later on they got voiceovers. And while some characters will probably be impressions, as long as they're pretty spot on, I don't care. But I would love if we got some of the original voice actors. As long as they're close, it's fine. But for characters like SpongeBob and Patrick, I feel like people would know too well if it's not the right voices. For some characters, you can probably get away with it. But But I think Ren and Stimpy, I think like a lot of these voice actor guys, I don't think they're like doing a shit ton of work. I think they're all readily available, ready to do these jobs. So, and I mean, what's the character? There's a character who, if they put Daggett in from Angry Beavers, you know, Zim and Daggett are the same voice actor, so they could easily do that. And also, a lot of these guys have been reprising their roles and doing things again lately. So I mean, and when it comes to Loud House, those guys are still working on the show, aren't they? So I mean, yeah, let's do it. Let's get this bread, you know. So yeah, I think that the voice actor thing will eventually resolve itself. It will be awkward when the game first comes out, but it'll probably be a free update later on. So either way, this is super exciting news. I'm so happy about this game. I'm so ready to play it. October 5th, baby, the real official release date. The rumors were true. The leaks are real. We know who the final characters are. I mean, here we go, baby. Let's do it. Let's play this game. So I'm probably going to be getting it on PS5. It's nice. I don't have to play it on the Switch for once. So I don't have to play a game that has crummy frame rate, and I don't have to play a game that has slow RAM that can't load up very fast. I don't have to play a game that has like weird graphical things. I'm going to play on the PS5, and you know the PS5 is going to load it super lickety, like split super fast. And I might even get it on PC as well later on, so I can play with my PC friends, because this game's online is actually good enough to where I'll be playing it online all the time. And in Smash Ultimate, you don't really have that option. So, I mean, what can I say? This game's going to be, as long as this game's actually good, it's going to get a ton of support, and it's going to get a ton of love. I think there's a real chance it's going to actually have an EVO series. I think there's a real chance it's going to have big tournaments and going to actually be fun to watch. I'm really excited. So yeah, that's my video on this one. Hope you guys are pumped, and I'll see you guys on the next one.